Um, if you're looking for like an Imagine Dragons type thing, you're gonna have massive layers of vocals. A lot of them doing the same thing. A lot of them you might ask yourself, I don't really hear it. What is it doing? You can hear some really cool pop songs I've seen. Like there's so many layers to me. I think it might be a little ridiculous.
Everything we know and come back. We'll find out all the secrets hidden by the
Hey, what's up, guys and gals? Jesse here from Long Lost Robots. I hope you are making some beautiful music out there. Today's podcast is all about vocal layering. We are going to jump in the computer today, so this is going to be really exciting. It's really going to try to stay on the topic of vocal layering, but as we talk and go into the DAW, I hope we can learn a lot together. So anyways, guys, let's start off really quick about how many vocal layers do I need? Well, it's pretty simple. You're going to hear me talking about what does the song need. It's all about the song. It's not about you. It's not about your friends. It's not about something you saw on Instagram or YouTube. It's about the song. So what does that mean? Well, it's easy to say, well, if you got just a nice piano and a nice vocal, well, you want to keep some intimacy in there. You don't want that to get disturbed, right? You want some nice tight vocals from an excellent singer. Of course, that helps. That starts. Now, if the singer is a little subpar, guys, I hate to say it, but you might need some extra tricks and some things to make that vocal, pop. You might need to layer it up. But I tell you what, if you got an Adele or even somebody who's just pretty damn good at singing, or even darn good, my friends, you don't need much. You just got your one instrument. You got your vocal. It's what the song is calling for. It's not calling for a bunch of layers until maybe you get into the chorus. Maybe we're not necessarily talking about harmonies here, are we? We're talking about how many layers do I need to make my vocal sound really fat and thick. I am gonna show you some harmonies in the in my song, but I want to show you what I'm doing in the verse. I want to show you what I'm doing in the chorus. If you're looking for like an Imagine Dragons type thing, you're gonna have massive layers of vocals. A lot of them doing the same thing. A lot of them you might ask yourself, well, I don't really hear it. What is it doing? You can hear some really cool pop songs I've seen. Like there's so many layers to me. I think it might be a little ridiculous, guys. I just think some of it's a little crazy. You know what I mean? But the more you do, you got to take control of it. The more vocals you have, you might want to be able to tame it. And how loud is it? How much are you going to automate, vocals? When are they going to come in and when are they going to come out? You can't have I don't want to say you can't because that's not music or recording, but if you have a bunch of vocal tracks that are just all one level at all times, it's going to, it might get a little, crazy, and the dynamics might not be as good, and it might be just sound a little too much, right? So, we're going to automate the hell out of vocals, of course. Maybe a little compression, kind of tame some of the loudness and vocals going up and down, the dynamics, right? But, when it comes to how many vocal layers you need, well, it comes back to the song, right? So if you're looking for the anthem, you need a lot. If you're looking for some just kind of tamed vocals, you only need one. And I don't know what to tell you these days, but like this mic right here is almost 20 years old. It's a damn good mic, a decent mic, good singer, you got it going. You should be able to get those vocals fat, big, even with one vocal. Look, we're going to jump into the DAW here in a little bit, but the main thing to ask yourself is, well, what am I trying to achieve? How am I going to get there? And can I control it? Does my experience allow me to control it? So if you're going to throw some whispers in the back of something, well, they need to be tight. And the reason why we're talking about vocal layering, because you can't just copy layers and expect them to sound, well, I just think there's something that happens when you just start copying something, copying and paste it. So if you take your first vocal, and maybe we'll do it here in real time, maybe I'll just do it and see what happens. But when you take your first vocal and then you just copy and paste it onto another track, and you can do some really cool sonic things, but if you want it to be intimate and you do that, well, it can sound a little chorusy. Things can happen to it to where it starts doubling or tripling up, and it just sounds pretty chorusy. It's gonna happen. There are gonna be those little off, just things that are gonna be a little off, and it makes it sound not natural. Now, when you're trying to achieve that, like even a doubler effect, and you sing one track and you sing it tight, right? And you cut and paste it to where it's going to be the one that you want, and then you sing another track underneath it. It needs to be tight, right? So if you can't be tight enough, and keep in key and have it be in the same notes and everything work together, that could sound a little bad too. It could sound really cool depending on the song that you're doing, right? But so it's a fine line of how experienced are you as a singer or the singer you have on your track, and then it comes down to, if you have to cut and paste, all right, but if it starts to sound unnatural, then that's not good either, right? So I have a very processed verse here in this song. It's a song I'm working on right now, and it's actually in the process of me just wanting to get it finished. I have a lot of it kind of EQ'd and a nice little balance going, a little bit of compression. I just got the vocals done a little bit ago, so it's ready to get finished, right? The song is so done. And that's why I wanted to get these podcasts done, because the song's ready, and there's a lot of good subjects I can cover just in this spot right now. And let's hop in, guys. Thank you for being here. Comments in the below. Let's talk about track layering for vocals. Let's go. All right, guys. So first things first, I want to go over the verse. Now, there's some heavy processing on the main vocal, and then there's the second vocal that's hidden below, and it's actually very clean. There's nothing on it besides the EQ and a little compression, and I'm sending it to some reverb. I have the first vocal going to some delay. I'll cut that in a second, but I want you to hear the verse in its totality with the music, and then we're going to cut it out and go over some things. Let's check it out. Let's try it again. So here's the first verse, guys.
I can see you're one of us, but I must see your paper so that you can go anywhere you want. I always see you down the line, and I
Very
must say you're beautiful, but I wonder what side that you are on.
All right, guys. So really cool. You can see I got a lot of kind of effects going on in the song, and kind of having some buffering issues, but we'll go over that later on. Forget that. So let's just go over what we're doing here in this first verse. So we're going to go ahead and solo both these. So obviously I only have 2 vocal layers, not a lot, right? And to me, that's fine. The chorus is going to get big. This is a very simple song that was written with the sequencers from the Arturia Keystep, the sequencer in the JU06. So I wrote this song live in real time, right? So I wrote it and performed it before I brought it to recording. And I wanted to keep some type of God, I'm lacking the word right now, guys, but I wanted to keep it simple and keep it true to the sequencer song. That's just, multiple things kind of repeating itself besides the other things that I did to make it sound like a song, right, guys?
I can see you're one of us, but I must see your paper so that you
Let's cut
can
the
go
main vocal. Listen.
anywhere you want.
So that's kind of giving it a nice clean sound.
I always see you down the line, and I must say you're beautiful, but I wonder what side that you are on.
Let's
I
mute that
can
delay.
see you're one of us,
Let's mute the reverb.
but I must see your paper so that you can go anywhere you want.
Let's just do the main vocal.
I always see
So
you
it needs
down
it
the
for more full
line,
body, doesn't it? It's very thin.
and I must say you're beautiful, but I wonder what side that.
Take a look at the volumes. It's just really not too far behind it, right? So both of them together are now creating the finished product. And if I wanted to just cut and paste maybe the second vocal, the clean vocal, and then maybe pop it in stereo, that might make it bigger too, right? But it loses the authenticity of the song. I think it just needs to be kind of simple. And as it is, I'm plopping the distortion and kind of giving it like a little bit of a telephone voice just to make it pop out from everything else, So You can tell everything is just it's what the song needs. I don't need to blow this song up any further, right? Let's go ahead and hear that one more time and we'll go ahead and move on. Here we go again.
I can see you're one of us, but I must see
Pretty on time. Everything
so
is together.
you can go anywhere you want.
And it's those abnormalities within those two vocals that give it a little character as well, and it adds almost a doubler effect. You would not get that if you were to just copy and paste the vocal. Now, it might sound a little beefy if you bring it in the back and just tuck it underneath the main vocal, and that's fine. But now I'm kind of almost getting a slight doubler effect, right? In the chorus, it's a natural chorus and not that weird chorus that you get with just copying and pasting. Maybe I'll just do that in another video. Right now, we're having fun with this. Let's keep going.
I can see you're one of us, but I must see your paper so that you can go anywhere you want.
But there's not a lot going on in the song, so I want to add that.
I will see you down the line.
Get the delay.
And I must say you're beautiful, but I wonder what side that you are on.
So right now we're getting very close to editing all the sounds out of the guitars and maybe background noise and hiss and the vocals are ready to be edited as well. And to be honest, I didn't have these last vocals over here, right? So let's listen to the whole vocals in the chorus and we'll go from there, okay? Let's try that again.
I can only see your eyes. They stole our faces from us now, and we're all living in a beautiful dystopia now. I can only see.
All right, so what's going on here, guys? Check it out. Look, we have our main vocal, we have our backup vocal, which is doing the exact same thing as the main vocal to beef it up. And we'll just take a look at your volumes. They're not too far off. Then I have a mid kind of harmony going one that's panned all the way left. I have a mid harmony that's going all the way right. I have kind of a much lower vocal that does some different kind of harmonies, and just different melodies as well that go along with it. And it's kind of just like, a little bit at 37, and it's not panned too hard right or hard left. You kind of want it to just kind of fill up the room and make it big, right? So what we'll do is we'll start with one vocal and we'll just go down the line, unmute them, and we'll start seeing how it goes, okay? Let's just try that and have some fun with that. Let's go ahead and mute all these. Let's do it one at a time. I'm going to leave the delay and reverb on, and you'll see it's just they're all pretty well clean with a couple of compressors, one slight, and then the last one, a little bit more to kind of bite down on everything, and it runs through a sum as well, okay? So let's check this out.
I can only see your eyes. They stole our faces from us now, and we're all living in a beautiful dystopia now. I can only see
much beefier, much
your
fatter.
eyes. They stole our faces from us now, and we're all living in a.
All right, so let's try that really quick. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and just we'll kind of solo these bad boys. So check it out. Let's do a little solo right here.
I can only see your eyes. They stole our faces from us now, and we're all living in a beautiful dystopia now.
Now let's bring in the lows.
I can only see your eyes. They stole our faces from us now, and we're all living in a beautiful dystopia now.
So you can see how things are just building up, getting bigger and bigger. Um, all the harmonies work together. But the thing about it is, you don't need to have all of these vocals pumping at the same time, at the same volume, and just staying stagnant. You can automate kind of, in these levels. Let's say I have these lows here and I don't want them here. Well, I can bring them down. I can cut them out completely if I want. But you can automate the sound of those vocals to come in low and then get higher, to give reflections to the vocals. So you want to bring it in where you want them to come in. They don't all have to be there at all times, but you definitely want to give yourself some vocals or tracks to play with and sing the whole thing. Just don't put the little bites in. You can take those things out later on. You can keep them where you want. So it's kind of like, for me, I want those lows to be a little quieter in the beginning of the chorus, but after that I want them to kind of come up.
I can only see your eyes. They stole our faces from us now, and we're all living in a beautiful dystopia now.
And you know what? There's even a little bit of a flaw in there. But you know what, guys? We're recording at home, and I don't ever want to say, rush things or whatnot. But at some point, once you go through, you edit and, maybe get rid of some things, there's no going back. I have nothing else to go back to. I don't have time. I want this song finished, and I want to get better, as I go on to the next song. This was a kind of a song that was done with sequencers, my first time playing with my synthesizers and all that good stuff. And, to be honest, I had so much to learn. So, and I don't want to focus everything on this one song where, I have just the same notes, the same 4-chord progression or 4-bar progression just going over and over again. Right, guys? So this is just an idea. This is just I just wanted to share and show with you how to kind of think about your layering your vocals, how to go about layering your vocals, and to remember that there is no right or wrong, but it's all about the end product in the end, the end product really. And if you feel things are sounding, just not legit, and they're sounding a little fake or sounding, not having the emotion there, maybe take some of those harmonies out, maybe take some of those the layering out. I might even go back and maybe sing this another time. Maybe I will copy and paste my background vocal, and I can get away with maybe making it sound a little fuller as well, because this is the chorus and I want that main vocal to be nice and big. But I don't like to copy and paste vocals a lot at all, really. But maybe I'll do that for this. As I listen to it, maybe I do need it to be a little stronger. We'll see. Right now, I got to make those decisions as I get ready to automate, tighten up any EQs, and start the song, start finishing the song, because I'm ready to finish the song. I have a couple of things else to do, but I hope you enjoy the song. I'm going to go ahead and maybe just go ahead and bring it to the bag, and I'll show you how the song starts, and we'll kind of cut it out. Anyways, guys, take care so much. I really appreciate you being here. My name is Jesse Joels. I hope you're making some beautiful music out there. A little sneak peek behind the song. Comment below. Let me know. What's your technique? Help anybody if they have any questions. Let's start a community. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe. We'll talk to you soon. Here's the song. Hopefully it starts without buffering. Let's try that again.